She qualified NET exam in the last NET 2022, and in spite of she is married, she is having a small baby, even though she prepared hard and qualified this exam. So welcome Revathy, welcome to the session. Congratulations for your success.
Thank you so much, sir. You stand behind for every success that I've made so far. Thank you so much, and good evening to all. Hope the class is going
Good
good.
evening,
Good
ma'am.
evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, good
Good
evening.
evening.
You all are enjoying the class, I hope. We had this
Yes,
enjoyment
ma'am.
last 2 years, and that was a very happy process, I can say. It was like a grooming session. Every day we met, sir. The thing was, I was able to write poems, read more literature, got very deep insight through literature. But cracking net was not easy for me because I should honestly say that I was not having wider knowledge in literature. But that is what is important to prepare. It's like something going so deeper and deeper and deeper in one particular work, and I was not able to have a wider aspect to other literatures. But sir's class was amazing for me, and the thing was, he is so very committed to the process actually, and the environment is totally very serious, very committed, and you can't be away from that. When you're into his class, you obviously have to listen to it. You obviously will be enjoying and knowing more and more every day. You can't skip it. I feel very guilty if I miss one of the class. Somewhere I was forced to go out or to take care of the baby or some other commitments. Even one week if I miss the class, I'd be very, very guilty. What would have been the classes? I would be like, I missed the session. I missed asking questions to sir because as we ask more questions, he keeps enlightening us more and more. He is very amazing. I'm actually running out of words how to praise him because he's like making you run. It is like a marathon. He'll keep pushing. No, I'm very drowsy. I want to sleep. No, you can't. He'll pat you at your back. He'll keep patting on your shoulders. You have to keep going on and on. He will be there, just right there. So whenever sir was sending the photos and the videos, sometimes I have to accept it. I was so lazy actually. And house commitments, the physical chores, every day we have to be committed in the family atmosphere. Being married with a kid, that it was not that easy actually. So I had a very tight schedule with my kid because it was just 1.5 hours into this process of studying for life. So the family commitments, you have to cook, you have to clean, you have to take care of the baby. You get very little time to sleep, but I used the best of the time I could. I used to steal hours. I actually uninstalled my Facebook and WhatsApp for some time. WhatsApp I had to use because I have to contact sir. For that purpose, I had WhatsApp. But the contact with other friends, or watching a movie or going out, everything I just kept off for a few months. I can say for a few years. I was totally with my family, with my baby, and this books. This was my triangle. I followed very sincerely. But at the end of the process, I was really feeling happy for what I did. It is really tough. It is really hard. But I relished the process. I enjoyed it. And just before the exam, I was able to turn back and see how much I have learned so far. It is like just listening to 1 hour of one or two authors, maybe three or four authors. I used to think, what am I learning? I'm just rushing faster because I'm a person who goes very deep. But I felt, sir, is going so fast. How can I complete this? How can I read this? How can I remember everything? But believe the process that he is taking you in actually will keep you very what how to say, it will go into your subconscious somewhere. You don't know how it works because he gives very little minute information, but he covers up something of everything. That is how you have to learn for the process of covering the NET syllabus because it is so huge, so vast, like an ocean, like a sea. And the time after my baby sleeps, after my commitments are over, I used to be awake till 12:30, 1:30, even 2 o'clock some days. I've not slept. I've got dark circles. So I lost everything. Like I didn't care about my beauty or anything. Let it go. I just have to be having my net certificate in my hand. And as I wished for, I achieved it. And I'm so grateful and so thankful. I am obliged. I can't express it to sir because whenever I was asking for doubts, he was there in WhatsApp because he has a very committed schedule in his life. He has work, he has his family, he has his kids. Apart from that, he has been making ready for his next books also. I used to wonder what sort of a person he is, what sort of commitment, how he's able to do everything. It's really not easy to be that way. But that commitment and perseverance, I really, 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 I just got imbibed from sir. Because one day he used to share one thing, like he was committed to doing exercises every day, that is for walking also. And he said one thing, that if he misses one day of exercise, he would tear 100 rupees note. I was just shocked. How could he tear 100 rupees note? It is not that easy to earn. You have to shed your blood, your sweat, everything to earn that money. It is not easy to do that. So I'm just awed at his commitment and perseverance to do something, to get committed. That is where you find meaning to your life also. So I think such sort of commitment is required from a professor to ignite that flame, that sort of fire, passion in a student's mind. That is what we need to go ahead in our life too. So there were problems in our family, commitments, because in the lockdown time we were alone. So we had financial constraints, we had no support physically from our parents, they were all away. So with a kid, with my family, with just a small atmosphere, I just made the best use of that time. It was so tough, but with sir's support and everything, and the complete persistence and perseverance, I was able to crack. So I really have to be so thankful to sir for that. And
Revathy, I have a few questions to you. How old was your baby when you started the preparation?
he was 1.5.
Because most of the times, by mistake, if you unmute yourself during the class, I could hear the
Yes.
cry of the babies.
Every time he'll be around, he'll be walking. I used to make him play with a toy when the class was going, because he'll be beside me only. He can't go somewhere else because I didn't have my mother-in-law or mother beside me to take care of my kid. So he will be beside me, just sitting in front of me. I'll be giving him toys for some time, and if possible, sometimes some cartoon channels, if possible. Sometimes my husband, if the work is over, he used to take him out. So that is how I managed. And after he slept, I used to sit down with the question papers, the videos, and the PDFs. So this is how I was working on, working on and on. But I didn't miss one day of study. That I can promise. If one day or so, if I'm not well, maybe I would have skipped 1 or 2 days. But I have not skipped the classes or the practice session, the questions that you send, the set PDFs that we had, and the books that we bought later. Apart from the world literature in the first, the second and the third book also. Yes, 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 Sudha Gupta. So true. Yes, sir. And I just want to tell to all the aspirants here that you have a boon right in front of you. Sir is with you. So whatsoever doubt you get, please clarify it. Even if it is about a single thing about the author or the work, you need to ask sir, and he will clarify. So when you ask more questions, you can retain more in your memory. That is how I learned from him. So this is the best place of commitment, I can say. And with your daily routine, like brushing and taking bath, like eating, sleeping, the study part also has to be in our schedule to crack net, because it is not an easy task at all. But it
Okay,
is
now
not impossible.
I'll allow all other students to ask your queries, some questions if you have to raise.
Maybe they have more thoughts, but it is not put into words. I can answer
Ma'am,
because I've been there. Yes.
ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a working lady or
No, no, I was not working at that time because in lockdown I wasn't able to send my kid to any daycare or so. So I was at home at that time with full time with my baby and the cooking and cleaning and everything. I was sitting and reading for the rest of the time. So now I'm planning to join very soon because now I have my net also. So I think I'll be prioritized much.
ma'am?
Yes.
Uh, how can you use search videos and PDFs? Do you make notes or only read it?
Yes, very good question. While I wash my vessels, I cook. I actually put on my headset with Bluetooth connected, and the search video keep on going. For the first listening, I go with that. And after the work is over, I come back and sit. Again, I go with the video and have sir's book in my hand, and I make mark of it in the book if necessary. Certain things, if I tend to forget a lot, I used to make it in a small paper or in a chart and stick wherever possible in the home so I don't forget it. So whenever I come, I walk here and there. I used to look at that paper, that chart paper. It keeps popping up in your mind repeatedly. So especially you can do this for years of publication and for the author's birth and death because that is where the match the following questions also they ask. So you can make use of these ideas. I this. The videos actually will help you to remember, retain it for a long time. I used to watch twice. That is how I can retain it even for a longer time. And I keep revising the PDF again and again. Before the
Thank
set,
you, ma'am.
yes, ma'am. Thank you. So if sir is asking you to prepare for a oral test, please be prepared at that time. That will help you a lot when you are revising it for the whole process. It is like every day it is like gathering a drop and drop and drop and then a big ocean is formed. It is like that. So very small bit of knowledge every day, it just keeps growing and growing and growing, and one day you turn back, you know that you have learned so much, and I'm really happy for that. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, how many videos you can cover in a day?
Depends depends on your commitment, depends on your perseverance, I can say. Because if suppose you're not able to cover the video for one day, it will just get postponed, and it will gather up accumulated, and you will feel that you have not completed it, and sometimes it will be like you'll be missing the main part. So it's better that if sir is giving you one or two videos, suppose three videos, try to sit at least to listen one at least once if you have three videos or so. If it is one or two, you can go for once or twice. And revision of the PDF is definitely a must because that is where it helps you to retain. You can check yourself where you have got the essence of what is taught actually. Okay. Hope I'm clear.
Yes, ma'am, but I
Yeah.
can cover only one video in a
One
day.
week. And if you are in a working atmosphere, it's quite a bit difficult, but try your best while traveling. If you are on train or bus or somewhere, just in your free time, just have your Bluetooth on and keep working on it. That will help a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, just for few months till that, and then nobody's going to question. So just keep yourself committed there. Yes, ma'am. Sudha Gupta, ma'am. Is it fine?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am.
And other things is you can do. You can also go through the MCQs of authors, different movements, literary terms. These are all important factors. And criticism part, we need to definitely work on it. Apart from this, at least spend 1 hour for paper one. At least 1 hour for paper one. Paper one will actually boost up your marks. If you are good at maths, work on the reasoning part, the logistics, everything. And if you are good at remembering things, you can go for environment and education part. You have more questions from acts, so you can go for the 10. The best book I can suggest for paper one is Madan, KBS Madan. So that is the best book. If you just go through that book and the objective questions available there, it's more than enough. That will help you a lot.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
You have PDFs available in WhatsApp and Telegram. In most channels, people are having the KVS Madan book. So just please go through that book. That is more than enough. So I think I'm clear. I've conveyed what I should. Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely. Any other questions by Aarti, Neelam, Neelu, Shalini? Because most of the students think that if they are married or if they are already married, they cannot go for this. This is one
Yes.
of the biggest skepticism there is there in the mind. And you are definitely the better inspiration for
Thank you
all
so
such
much,
kind
sir.
of.
Thank you so much.
So definitely throughout the country, all those ladies who are preparing for NET exam, they are married, they are having a small baby, they are always a skeptic that is it possible for me? There's a self-confidence, the biggest thing.
I too had that self-doubt whether I'll be able to cross this phase of life. It was tough. Actually, it was tough. And you also have comments from people around. What is she doing? She's sitting and studying. She's not taking care of the baby. She's just sitting with her books. Very many comments I too got. It was hurtful at that time. But after I cleared my net, I was so happy for myself. I think my son also would be proud. So when I joined for a good job, definitely my son also would be feeling proud of my of his mother. So I can say,
Exactly. The fruit is very tasty,
yes,
but the process of growing the tree
yes.
and growing the fruit, that is process is very.
Okay. So he too will be learning from me that to fix yourself for a goal, you have to be committed. I think I'll be an inspiration to him too, because he will also stick for something that he wants, and he will be doing what he wants in his life. So, sir is doing with his son and his daughter.
One thing, the last question that I would like to ask you, that
Yes, sir.
how you can be so committed. Uh,
Committed. We live for something. We need some meaning to our life. We individually have some passion. And my passion from my childhood was to become a teacher. I became a school teacher, but that wasn't enough for me. I had more passion to read literature, to teach them. It was so relishing. Uh, to just to be in the shoes of an author, what sort of imagination and the different world that they create, and how they merge the reality and imagination, and how they bring a new world in front of our eyes. It is not just there, but it is there in your imagination. And how so tasty it is to read many books and to discuss with different young minds. It is such a noble profession where you can um, inspire them to read more and learn more, and they themselves can become better citizens of India. Yes, so it is not something very small. It is something very that can bring a major impact in somebody's life, as well in our country's progress. So I believe that I can contribute to that part, to that noble thing. So it keeps me happy as well. It can um, bring up somebody, and they can also get accomplished. They can feel good about themselves. So if that is the path I can choose, definitely I should go for that. So let there be obstacles, let there be comments, let there be whatsoever obstacles. So let me just go. So this is what my thinking was. And my husband was supportive, and my mother too was encouraging. So the last few days before exam, I went to my mom's home, and my kid was totally with her, and she asked me to revise for the exam, and I was so happy at that time. At least now I got a support because the lockdown time we were separate, and so I was not able to be there with them. So and then we were together, and they took care of the kid, and I was sitting and studying, totally committed. I just went through the MCQs, the whole PDFs, everything. So that helped a lot. And revising the previous question papers, I forgot to say that. Revising the previous question papers is very important. That is where we will be able to check ourselves where we have learned and what we have to learn more. certain things like new names. We don't even know these authors are there. And when you go through those questions, certain things you can ignore in those question papers. It's not so important. But the 75%, 80% of the question paper, the knowledge that we get from the question paper is so very important. And if you go through the papers in the 90s and from 2000 to 2010, it is very easy. It is like a cakewalk. You just go through the question paper, it is so easy. And you come after 2015, 2018, you know where we are and what sort of literature we have read and what sort of questions they are asking. So where you need to upgrade yourself. So that is where we need to work on. So we know ourselves, we can actually measure our growth. So you need to go through the question papers. It's so very important. And including paper one. What I do is I take one particular topic from paper one, I go through the theoretical part, and then I go through the objective questions there. And then I check with the questions of that particular, suppose if I take part one, the first chapter of the paper one, I go through the theoretical part and then I check with the objective questions. And then I choose certain questions from the Google. I just type education, net paper questions. So you get those questions and you can just keep brainstorming. And you will be able to understand what sort of things have gone inside your mind and what sort of things you have to learn more. So this is the way to cover one part. And then you do the same thing with the part, the second chapter, third chapter, fourth chapter. One by one, we can go this way. So we need to be committed with paper 1, 2. That is where our marks get boosted up. We just can't trust one thing and leave the other. It is not possible at all. So we have to spend time for this and this. So maybe for one day, 3 to 4 hours, definitely we need to get committed. This is what
Okay, last question to Revathy.
Yes,
If you have to give one advice to the net aspirants, what would be that?
Have perseverance. Don't lose hope. This is first thing I want to say. The second thing is just stay committed. Stay committed. Stay committed. The consistency is the key. This is what we say even when we want to lose weight or something. They say just don't do exercise for one day and leave the other day. You won't lose weight. The same thing happens here. So consistency is the key. If you have studied for 3 days, the fourth day, if you're getting bored, you can switch over the topic. If you're not feeling interested in with British literature, go for American. If you're not feeling good there, go for African, go for Australian, but be there. Just be there. You have very many spots to visit. It's like a tourist spot. You can go from here to here to here, there. And then, sir, you have as GPS. So he knows where to take you, where to drop you, where to return home. So it is right that it's a large ocean. So please keep traveling one by one. It will help you a lot on the long process.
Thank you so much, Revathy, for
Yes,
connecting with us and inspiring the students.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity that you have given, and all the best to all the aspirants. Hope you come with flying colors. And sir is there with you to help you a lot. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.